Hey there guys, this is Robin Hood, bringing you a 2 versus 2 battle that I played recently with my friend Chriseb in Shogun 2 Total War. This is going to be in the vanilla version of the game, and our opponents are, well, these guys over here. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce them just because I will destroy it, but you guys can hopefully read, and that's them there. This is going to be on Gifu Crossing, and it's been a while since you guys have seen a battle where Chris was on my team. Generally, when I'm playing with someone and we're sitting there waiting in the lobby, I always, just call on Chris, say, hey, we need an opponent. He jumps in, and he's always at a disadvantage in those situations because I know how he plays, and also just the fact that he's with a random ally while we're communicating, so it was nice to have him back on my team here again. And this battle really takes place in two parts. There's Chris's side of the fight and then my side. So we're going to focus over on Chris's side first because it's a lot faster than what takes place on my side. And we'll go ahead and read off his army here. So he's got a bow warrior monk, and then up front looks like 3 veteran Naginata warrior monks, 2 veteran katana samurai, a Nodachi samurai, 2 of them, that is, a Naginata attendant, his general here, and where's his cavalry? There it is. 2 great guard. Both of them are veteran units there. And my army this time was really interesting. It's almost all Yari Ashigaru. I was doing, heavy skirmish, in the sense that I just, I have 2 200 range bow monks, and then I'm just going to try to get my opponent to hit a spear wall, after which my 2 sword units there, one of which is a Nodachi, the other is a Katana Samurai, then I have a Wako Raider, and then my actual main force here is these 4 sword attendants, pretty much to just back up those spears anywhere. Then I've got my own cavalry. But basically, the way this battle is going to work out, and the reason I'm showing it in 2 sides, is because whenever I play with Chris, we fight very fast. The next battle I'm going to show you guys, next video, is, a perfect example of just how quickly our battles go sometimes. But he's going to move forward here. It looked like they were going to double team me because his opponent marches up onto this hill where my opponent is. His opponent's main strength here is all this cavalry. He's got a Yari cavalry, very veteran, a Katana cavalry, great guard, and then there's even more cavalry over there, as we will see soon, because at this point it looks like Chris's 2 great guard can handle that, no problem. You can see there is a skirmish going on. Katana hero there, which we actually somehow missed when we were looking, so we were wondering, we're like, hey, why is that unit still alive? Well, it's a Katana hero there. And you can see Chris is charging in his troops now. Here comes another great guard and another Katana cavalry out of the woods, and I was shouting to Chris, dude, you gotta turn and fight that. So one of his great guard is coming over that way, and I am sending over my 2 cavalry units here, a Naginata warrior monk cavalry and a Yari cavalry, and you can see my side, just some flaming arrows going on over there. But you can see Chris now sending in some of his sword units to back up these warrior monks here. His bow's still firing at the enemy bow samurai on the hill, easily going to win that. The main problem, his infantry is crushing this line, but all of this cavalry here, which I'm trying to get an angle on, there you go, just a ton of enemy cavalry pouring in to his right flank there, and it's at this point that here comes my cavalry, pretty much ready to try and help with this situation. And it also helps that his main corps was Naginatas, so they are very resistant to the cavalry there. And you can see I also slipped a cavalry through my enemy's lines, and what's left of Chris's cavalry, along with my cavalry here, is going to pretty much surround all of this here and get some crazy kills going on there. Then you can see charging down the hill. Yeah, that's some of those guys. But that's pretty much it for Chris's opponent. My cavalry and his troops now wrapping up. I believe, does he have any cavalry of his own left? This bow general here was annoying the whole time. And you can see kind of what's going on my side of the battle, but we'll show that in a second. for now, we'll look at some of this wrapping up combat here. I believe, no, that's Chris's men too. Okay, I thought that was an enemy unit. Guess it's just this cavalry here. And you can see that is going to be the last of them being cut down. There they go. But a good end to that side of the battle. Yeah, this Great Guard now going to get caught. Some more of my cavalry coming down the hill here. And that's pretty much it for Chris's side. Very quick battle there. The aftermath here, you can see it through the woods. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I haven't really played Shogun that much recently, but my camera seems to be moving quickly, but wonderful. And yep, that's pretty much it for Chris's side. So now I will come back to you guys with my side of the battle. Okay guys, we are back, this time looking at my side of the battle. I already read you my army, but I will one more time. The 200 range bow units up front, one of which is a Daikyo, the other a bow warrior monk. Then I've got 5 Yari Ashigaru, all but one of which are veteran, at least a little bit. These guys just 1 chevron, the average here pretty much 4. And then I've got the 4 sword attendants, 1 katana samurai, 1 nodachi, and then up here a Wako raider hidden in the trees. And then for my cavalry, I have got a Naginata warrior monk cav, and good old Harris Brigade, my first veteran unit there, and then this other Yari cavalry unit here. So pretty quickly here you can see, even though I'm playing with a very defensive army, because Chris is moving forward, I'm going to move forward as well, and I'm going to attempt, even though I have this defensive army, to, you know, I have to bring my opponent down to me, but I still have to keep up on Chris's flanks so he doesn't get swarmed. So it's kind of interesting trying to find a balance there, keeping these Wako raiders hidden as long as is possible. And my opponent here, before these guys go hidden, he's got Yari Ashigaru, 2 of them, and 2 bow samurai that are going to go into these woods and become hidden soon. Just a little flanking force. His main force here being 3 bow samurai, so he's bringing a lot of skirmishing rather than elite skirmishing. Whole front line of veteran Nodachi, and these guys with the charge, even though spear wall, considering I don't have hold firm, that Nodachi with the bonsai will shred right through that, but that's what I'm going to try to use my skirmishing with to attempt to take down some of those guys. So you'll see I'm going to start firing at some of these Nodachis here in a second. Then he's got katana samurai, 3 of them, and 2 Yari samurai, and his general is pretty much a bow general, it looks like. Partial melee, partial bow, I'm not quite sure. Definitely a bow, based on the stats. Because the reason I was confused is because it shows the little sword emblem where, you know, bows generally have the archery unit, but he's got no upgraded melee stats, so yeah, he's purely a bow general there. And you can see I'm just moving my men back a little bit, and I'm not too far off of Chris's flank, so if he needs it, I can send in troops. But you can see this whole side of the battle going on, which you guys just saw. And there goes my lovely fire arrows lighting up the sky. And yeah, these Nodachis are going to start to feel some of the pain as my bows are going to start raining down fire upon them, because these guys have got pretty much no armor, so bow units are going to absolutely shred in this situation. And right here, this is when I saw this gap, knew these guys were in the woods. I was trying to see if I could outmaneuver these spears and hit these bows. Gonna decide just to run through, and then in a second I'm going to take my cavalry, quickly go after this guy's general, but he's going to cover that. So that's not going to happen. And then it's at that point that I'm like, yeah, not going for that. We're going to come up here and help with this cav fight, because I was also microing this cavalry over here, and I'm like, oh, I can catch these guys. But yeah, look at that. That whole Nodachi unit now dead due to my bow fire. And now my bows are going to start unleashing on the next units, and look at that, the amount of men falling in that volley. Over here I've got some sword attendants going forward into this Yari Ashigaru. That's just to kind of stall them for a minute two of my sword attendants there, and look at that, another Nodachi unit almost completely down. These guys just getting absolutely shredded. Now they're going to start charging. They've got their bonsai on, but their numbers have been almost completely drained there. Although now I am facing some of the bow fire. And over here, after that charge, killed a few of them. I'm going to withdraw my attendants because they're out a little bit far. And with their morale, that's the one thing. You do need to keep them closer to your lines. But you can see he's stacking up on one flank, trying to break through my spear wall and also stay away from Chris's army here. My cavalry now has all broken through over here, so it's going to be coming in the back, bringing my units out of the woods here to go around the flank. He is, in fact, hitting my spear wall here, just as I wanted, and I've got a second one in the back if he does break through. This is just to wear these guys out, you know, just make them a little bit more tired and slow for when they actually hit my attendants and all that stuff, and my bows still shredding. Can see the spears now, these guys knowing that they're not going to need that. Coming in on the flank, I've got the Walker Raiders running all the way around behind, gonna just trap all these guys. And in the woods, it's a fight down here between my attendants and my Katana Samurai and these Yari Ashigaru, who are going to start routing, and all my cavalry over here wrapping up all these bows. So yeah, that shut them up pretty quickly. They were dealing quite a bit of damage just because of how many of them there were. And of course my bows doing their job superbly. And of course at this point the battle was already won because Chris was coming down on the flank. And that's pretty much going to be that. So that's a different army than I normally use there. We'll take a look at the statistics of that battle. That was a fun one. My cavalry getting an absolute ton of action, which is what I love. Cavalry is my favorite thing in this game. You know, love microing the cavalry. If I could bring all cavalry armies and be consistently successful and not be called a spammer, I would. But obviously that is a spam, not something people want to see, and it's really just not that effective. Although one time, if you do bring a bunch of vanilla cavalry, and you bring katana cavalry, people, you know, they'll form their little noob box thinking, oh, well, they're not going to get past my spears, just dismount that katana cavalry and it'll cut right through there. But that's for a different time. Here you can see the stats. Chris here killing 800. I'm killing 1600. We lost about the same. I deployed the most by just a little bit over my opponent, it would seem. And you can see everything they all brought there. My best unit being the cavalry, of course. My monk cav and my Yari cavalry, both over 200 kills. Waco Raiders, 204 kills, 3 deaths. That's from that hammer and anvil. Then both my bow units, and then my sword units. And obviously the Yari Ashigaru are at the bottom, but they did their job, which is just stop the charge, hold the enemies there, get them tired, and by holding them in place, you know, that staying power, allowing me to get on the flank because I do have more units due to the sword attendants and that kind of stuff. You can see this guy's Katana Hero doing the best. For Chris, it's going to be his general with 190 kills, and then my opponent's one Nodachi unit here. And if you look at this, this is the only unit that didn't really suffer from bow fire, and they got like 92 kills, lost pretty much everyone. This unit down here got 10 kills, they made it to my lines barely, and then this was the other unit, just completely no kills, annihilated by my bows. But good game to our opponents. Hope you guys enjoyed that battle. Subscribe for more if you haven't. I have a few more battles to show, which I'm actually going to go record now. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.